After you have negotiated with your client, you have already explained, you have educated your client, you have educated your client. You have already educated your client based on the quotation you are giving them, based on the materials that you want to give them, what the materials will do for them, not the size of the material or not the quality of. There is quality and there is the most important thing is what your client will derive, what kind of enjoyment, what kind of transformation does the material will give to them. Maybe before they are suffering for NEPA light, they are suffering for generator repair here and there. You let them know that okay, this system, when you give it to them, this is the number of hours that is going to back up for them. And there is nothing like up NEPA or generator getting spoiled, and you have this so amount of warranty. So you have already explained to them what the benefit that they are going to derive from the system you want to install for them. So the next step is handling objection. Now, this objection is very, very critical. This is one of the most critical aspects because your client have already negotiated with you. He has already negotiated with, remember, he has 5 quotations. Yours is included, making 5. Now, he has already negotiated with you, which is your own is the highest amount in the quotation. He has already negotiated with the person of 5 million, the person of 6 million, 7 million, and 8 million. He has negotiated with all these people. So now, what is not confused, because his budget is 7 million. He negotiated with you, which is 10 million. He negotiated with this person, this and this and this. So he's not confused. Which one should he go for? Should he go for the person of 7 million? Should he go for the person of 6 million to save 1 million from his budget? Should he increase his budget to 8 million? Or should he match up with your own 10 million? So now your client is thinking what he can do. Now, during that thinking, there will be a lot of questions in his mind because you have already explained, you have already educated your client based on your own quotation. This person also has already educated the client. This man also has already educated the client. This one as well has already educated the client. Likewise, this. All of you have already educated your client. So now what your clients will be doing is to be thinking what he learned from this person. He will throw it out to you as a question. That's where the objection is coming in. So he has already learned something from this man that is unknown to you. So he will throw it to you that, okay, I heard that we can use DC surge instead of thunder arrestor. Or we can use thunder arrestor. Or what is the difference between the thunder arrestor and DC surge and AC surge? So he will be asking you all these questions. It will be asking you all these questions. So now, it now depends on how knowledgeable you are, how experienced you are to be able to handle all these objections. Because this person also has already explained to him or to your client that don't worry, 5 kilowatts will be able to power your load if and only if you are reducing your load to 500 watts. That is, you are not switching on everything at the same time. Remember, your client load is 1,000. And you gave a quotation based on this 1,000. That is, you have already explained to him that, okay, the reason why we gave you this 10 kilowatt lithium battery is because of this, your 1,000 watts. Now, this man that quoted for 5 kilowatts it has already explained to your client as well that, okay, 5 kilowatts will work if you can reduce your load to 500 watts. That is, if you are not switching on everything at the same time. So your client is now reasoning that, okay, if I have 5 kilowatt lithium battery and I'm using just maybe 400 watts or to 1,000 or to 500 watts, 500 kilowatts divided by 500 will give me 10 hours, which means you promised 10 hours. This man also promised 10 hours, but the load must be reduced to 10 hours. Then your client will now come back to ask you that, okay, what if I reduce my load? What if I'm not switching on everything? Won't 5 kilowatts work for my system? That's when the objective comes in again. then you now come in place that, okay, I can understand that if you reduce your load to this certain amount, to this certain load, then 5 kilowatts will be able to power your load from this side, from this time to this time. So you explain. So you are handling objection because someone has already explained to him and he throws the question to you. So you must explain to him that, okay, this is what is happening. So now, you that you have already gave 10 kilowatts, you must defend your 10 kilowatts and you must also explain the reason why this also can work. So you are playing two roles. You are defending yourself and you are also explaining the reason why the person that gave this 5 million quotation, that quotation will work. So when you defend yourself, you explain the other person's quotation, then your client will understand that, okay, your client is not thinking that you are knowledgeable because you are not spoiling another person's business. You are explaining the other person's business and you are also explaining your own at the same time. And you are telling your client that, okay, I understand that this is your budget. I understand that this is what you need. But me, I'm giving you what it can power your load. But if you now say that, okay, you need reduction or you need this, so you must follow the rules and regulations. You must follow these rules, you must follow this, you must follow this. Then you'll be able to enjoy this very well, just like you are enjoying this 10 kilowatt. So once you explain that to your client will be, wow, he understands that this person really understands what he or she is saying, because you are not spoiling another person's business. Because now if it is an amateur person will say that, that man, don't worry, maybe he want to give you low quality material, maybe he want to give you this, maybe he want to give you that, maybe he want to give you this. No, but an experienced someone will not say that. An experienced someone will explain why his own quotation will work and why that person's quotation will work based on some certain rules that the client must follow. So you have to explain, you must have to be able to handle the objection. So your ability to handle the objection now will now lead to the calmness of the client. Then the client will now be, okay, this is what we can do. I noticed that you put in your workmanship as 200,000. Can you help me to reduce it to 100,000? You know the reason why your client is asking for this 100,000 is because every other person, this man put 100,000, this one put 120, maybe this one put 100,000 as well, this one puts maybe 150. So your client is trying to beat down your own price down to this man's price. Even if we want to supply the same, let's say you want to supply 15 solar panel and this person is supplying 8 solar panel and he charge for 100,000 for the work, and the work can be finished per day. So your client also want to beat down your own 200,000 workmanship to this man work without considering that you are doing more work, because your client will be thinking that, okay, is it not one day you will be used to. Your client will ask, how many days can you use to finish the work? You say that within a day or two. And this one say, how many days can you finish the work? And we can finish the work within a day or two. So the person is thinking that if you can finish the work the same day, then you're supposed to charge the same day. So many people will not judge you based on your quality or based on the work you want to do. They want to judge based on the other person's quotation. They want to judge based on the other person's quotation. So you must be able to handle objection very well. You must be able to handle objection without spoiling or damaging another person's business. You must be able to handle your own objection. So once you can handle the objection, once you can let your clients know that, okay, don't worry, we can give you 10, we can reduce the panels to 10 and your battery will still charge, but your battery will, instead of your battery fully charged within 3 hours, your battery will be fully charged within 5 hours. But don't worry, it will still charge before the sun set. So you explain to your client. Also, your client will, maybe your client have already heard from someone that, okay, I don't like this so brand inverter. What kind of brand inverter do you want to use? So your client want to compare the quality of the inverter you want to use. If someone is using the and you want to use the or you want to use what's it called, Felicity. So your client want to compare Are you using Felicity or you are using TechFine? Maybe me, I want to use TechFine inverter. So I will tell my client, okay, don't worry, I want to use TechFine. TechFine, since the day I've been using TechFine, I have not faced any problem. I've not done this, I've not done that. So, and their service center is well okay. Immediately I call them, they respond to me immediately. And the reason why I love them is that I always love when a customer is having challenges, I will be able to call their service center at any time and they will answer me. So the client who is now listening to, okay, so if I face challenge, you know where to solve my problem. So your client is using that to judge you again compared to another person's quotation. So all this is handling objection. All the questions, before your client can say, yes, I want to give you the money, I want to give you this, he has a lot of questions that he wants to ask you. Especially after sales, he want to know that, okay, the kind of materials you want to give me, will it last? Like how many years warranty? Is there warranty? What is your experience with the product? So your client want to know. So you want to let them know that, okay, this particular brand I'm using TechFine inverter. Now, since the day I've been using it, it has never given me problem. So you explain to them. You explain to your client. Okay, if there is no TechFine, what other product can you use? Okay, the other product I'm using is Felicity, or the other product I'm using is iTech. So you explain to them that, okay, these are the products you are using. So once your client will not take his or her phone, okay, TechFine. Okay, it goes online. What happens to TechFine inverter? Are they good? Are they this? Are they that? So your client will check. So once he check and he see a lot of review that, oh, they have these things, they have this, they have that, then his mind will be calmed down. But once you mention a kind of inverter or a kind of a product that your client does not even familiar with or you can't even see online, then just know that the project is gone. So this is how to handle objection. You must handle objection based on you explaining what the system you want to design, what you want to do for the client, and without damaging other person's business or other person's quotation. Without saying that, don't worry, it's because their price is low because they want to do this, they want to do that, they want to do this. No. You don't do that. You explain to them and you even back the person up. Once you back the person up, you let them know that it's a small word that, okay, this quotation they are giving to you, this is what it will do, this is what it will do, this is what it do. The product they are giving you, they are good products. So you let them know. So now it's not left to your client to decide, should I go for this person? Should I go for this? Should I go for this? But you must be able to handle objection very well without damaging other people's business. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. This will lead us to the next step to a successful solar project. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Thank you.